Hello and welcome along to another episode of Robin and Jane in the Stalls. What have we been up to this week? Well, we've been to the Mac to catch Anthem For Dissatisfaction, which is running through until this Saturday the 7th of June, and then it's off on a short tour before heading to the Edinburgh Festival. But what did we think? Well, Jane, I'm going to start with the word anthem, because really this plays such a big part of the show, because it's packed with anthems, or as we say these days, packed with bangers. The music is amazing.
The music is absolutely amazing, and what it is, Oasis to Springsteen to Iggy Pop to whoever you care to think, Sam Fender, it's the soundtrack to these two characters' lives. You've got Jamie and Sarah, and they're what's known as Irish twins. They were both born within a calendar year, and they're very close indeed, and they're growing up on benefits in a very poor household, but the outlet is music, and they identify with the Gallagher brothers and their kind of shouts against the system. What I suppose it was about, as much as anything else, it was about music, how it liberates you, how it can cheer you in difficult circumstances. But it was also about class, and I found that very interesting. It was a bit like a John Godbow or something like that, only shorter, and it's just a two-hander. It was about the sense, partly, that if you go to university and they both get into Queen's and they go to uni and they develop as people, as very bright people, you've a sense betrayed the working class. You betrayed your parents who didn't have those opportunities. And funnily enough, I remember somebody I was at university with who now is head of a university college, so has done extremely well and was the first of his family to go to university and had this same feeling. So I think that was something that was cleverly done. And there was a lovely moment. There are some good lines in it, actually, by Donnelly, when they're talking about how middle class they've become when they're in their 20s. And we range through different ages. And Sarah says, with a guilty expression, "I've got asparagus in my fridge." As if that's the end of the world. That's the ultimate class cop-out, you know.
But it's amazing how music brings you back as well, because I remember going to college back in the 1990s and listening to the Manic Street Preachers and listening to Oasis. And as I was travelling home last night, I suddenly thought of the big night in 1994, the night Oasis played a sold-out gig at the Limelight to 500 people, just hours after hearing that Definitely Maybe had gone to #1 in the charts. And people had gone to that gig and only paid £6.95 or something for a ticket.
Oh, that's incredible. I'm so envious. Yes, I'm a great fan of Oasis, actually. It takes me back to certain pubs in Kent, where at a certain point in the night, Oasis would be played and sung along to.
And the interesting thing as well is we're sitting waiting for the show to begin. We're listening to Iggy Pop's Lust for Life, and you would automatically think, aha, there's going to be some kind of Train Spotting reference. Is this going to be an Irish version of Train Spotting? But there's no drugs in it. There's no drugs in the show at all.
No, actually, there are not. I mean, apart from drink. And it was rather nice when Jamie gets to uni, he says, how amazing, this is not like school at all, and you can get a pint for a couple of quid or whatever and go for drinks, and you've got that freedom and that self-expression. But it was joyful. It wasn't just gloomy and bemoaning its fate, but it had some sad moments, the death of the father. But then Sarah becomes pregnant. I am the queen of the spoiler alert. And is going to have a baby son, in fact. Guess what she calls him? I won't spoil that for you.
And both the actors, Emily and Simon,
Emily Larney and Simon Sweeney, yes.
Yeah, I hadn't seen any of them do anything else before, but they're actually two very talented performers.
They're two very good performers. I mean, this was an incredibly high-speed performance. It was very high energy. They threw themselves around dancing, and that was very exuberant, very joyful, very upbeat in every sense. And then they languished very well. They did that too. I think it was good. The only thing I would say about the speed of delivery was that at times half a line might slightly get lost. That's all.
And sometimes, because the two characters are approaching their 30th birthday and they're looking back and there's lots of reminiscing going on, a couple of times throughout as well, I get lost into which year we were going back to or where we were headed for.
Yes, that was a little bit confusing. I agree. But overall, it was a whirlwind ride through all our yesterdays, I suppose, all our musical yesterdays. And yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it zipped through, I think 1 hour, 10 minutes, I think was the running time.
Something like that. 1 hour, 10 minutes, no interval. Yes.
And what I did discover this morning as well, if you want to relive all the music from the show, there is actually a Spotify playlist with all the songs on it.
Oh, that's perfect. So one can relive the show and relive the moments, all those great moments. Oh, well, I might do that.
So there we go. Okay, let's give our final decisions on Anthem for Dissatisfaction then. I shall begin this time, and I thought, let's be rock and roll. Let's put a couple of guitars on the screen. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to give this show 3.5 little guitars.
Yes, and I'm going to give it 3.5 Fender Stratocasters as well. Why not?
So there we go. That is Anthem for Dissatisfaction, which is currently running at the Mac. You can catch it until a Saturday night. And then, of course, it's on tour. And if you're headed to the Edinburgh Festival this year, you might be able to catch it there as well. What else have we got coming soon, Jane? We're off to the Opera House once again. We've got Six, the musical.
Yes, we've got Six the musical. I'm very much looking forward to that. We've got Tinderbox with some new extracts of new work, all sorts of things going on. And East Side, I gather. East Side Art.
East Side Arts, so we tell you all about this year's East Side Arts Festival as well. We've got Only Fools and Horses, the musical, coming up as well.
I think that's going to be an evening of Chaz and Dave on Fast Forward, but we'll see.
And of course, Northern Ireland Opera keep drip feeding us little bits about Follies, which arrives in September, and we keep bringing you more news all the time. And I can reveal this week as well, Leslie Garrett, superstar Leslie Garrett, has joined the cast of Follies.
Oh, that's extremely exciting. That's a real coup for them. So I can't wait to see it. That's September. That's a way away.
Indeed. So lots to look forward to. If you've been to the theatre, if you've seen anything you want to share with us, let us know over on our socials, and we'll see you back in the stalls sometime very soon. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening as well.
Bye.